today. From NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. It's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. From the 6. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. They begin with Henry, and he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 21 carries, 122 yardage-wise, and a score as well.
And when you lead the league in rushing for this stretch of time, now you take on the identity. You now lead the team, and everything runs through you in terms of offense.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at their own 20-yard line. A first down throw for Mills. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. This defense for the Titans, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mills, and he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. They'll have very good starting field position here after the turnover as they search for the first points of the ball game. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Back to throw. Fields escaping the pressure right. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Jamison Williams, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Titans use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that makes the score 7-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, Everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mills. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Odafe Oweh showing off the pass rush skills.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. 3rd and long for Mills. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Well, 2 snaps ago, I don't think anyone thought a safety was on the table, yet it happened. They caught him on back-to-back plays breaking through the line. No amount of evading was going to save him from a sack on either play. And on the last one, he ran too deep into the end zone to set up the safety.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Running left, it's Henry. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll try the right side with Henry. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. On play action, Fields. Welcome back, everyone, to NRG Stadium in Houston. It's the Titans holding on to the football as we jump into the action in quarter number 1. Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. Off play action, Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
He's got this complete to Williams. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 3rd and 19, no problem as they're able to convert. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They keep it with Henry on 1st down. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 40 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week,
and he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Now Bullock to add the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead. That time a 9-play drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. A first down throw for Mills. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. The numbers for Cooks in that game last week, 6 catches, 77 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
Play action now, Mills. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll try to run for it with Cohen. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the second quarter. 2nd down, they go again with Henry. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on 3rd downs all year long. Now this throw caught left side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big pickup of 38.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Now a first down throw, Fields. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Jerry Jeudy, his second touchdown on the season. And the Titans continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled into 20. Some more great football coming your way in prime time to wrap up the month of October. It starts tonight. Could it be a Super Bowl preview? The Packers and Bills from Buffalo at 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow, Halloween night, Monday Night Football, the Bengals and Browns from Cleveland. And how this game has changed in importance in recent years. That starts at 8:15 Eastern. On 2nd and 12, Mills. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw, Mills. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Jeffrey Simmons. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. On the return is Williams. So that a 56-yard punt with a 14-yard return. And it'll be Titan football. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that. So I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
From just shy of midfield, Fields. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Jeudy. Touchdown! Jerry Jeudy. His second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Titans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
This fielded right at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Jeffrey Simmons able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. Over the middle, complete. That's Cohen. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, we're standing. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. This taken in at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. For the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Here's a handoff to Cohen running right. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Throwing on second down. Mills. That's caught left side by the tight end, Jordan. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Mills. Finds his man, it's John Mechie. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Houston. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Going to look at Jerry Jeudy as he leads his offense back out there for this next series. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think it's what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here. Third quarter, we'll see what else he has in store for us. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Fields. They set up the screen for Henry. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. First down, Titans, gain of 12.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw here into the hands of the receiver, Jeudy. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll take this down to the 33. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
On 3rd down, Henry. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Nice play by Jerry Hughes to drop him behind the line. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. Give him 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10.
Can we just take that run and turn it into a kind of a clip and save? Because that tells you everything you need to know about this drive. They've been moving the ball awfully well.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Able to find Lazard. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 14. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Raheem Mostert, 14 yards. And the Titans are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Bullock good on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert. Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. All right, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick 6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Mills. Then he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The screen pass here to Cohen. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Here's Cameron Johnston now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Can't ask for much more than that. A 50-yard punt followed by a loss on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Out come the Titans now. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. The Titans on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On play action, Fields. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Terrell Lewis. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Play action. It's Fields. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. He wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have, where you checked off your boxes. But 0 turnovers, that's a universal. And while it won't likely cost them in this game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, their first blemish. They had mistake-free football prior. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you've mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Mills again. Open man is Jordan, the tight end.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 17-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Caught left side by Mechie.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Now Mills.
And that is caught. Now they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown.
This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Tennessee offense set to go again. And they hope to polish things off. And what a run they are on as they try to turn a 6-game win streak into a 7-game win streak.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
That's going to be caught downfield by Lazard.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on fourth down. And this Texans defense stands tall. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Mills to throw it.
Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for Tennessee, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Houston,